talking with some of them.
It's a little bit scary.
And like the Fnatic, like they have this weird thing where Sean mentioned it. Everyone just kind of plays bad against them, so they have this like weird, voodoo magic going on right now.
There's no time for that now. I mean, they've got to put that out of their minds. And after all this time, you think about like the combined experience on a team like NaVi, they should be able to. I really feel like they need to get past that stuff there. And I always wonder about NaVi. Like they say these things, but then at the same time. Like, I wonder if there's like a little bit of trolling going on every once in a while too.
Like sandbagging?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's
bit.
sandbagging. I just think that they don't want to admit, that they can do it, right? They don't admit it to themselves. They're like, nah, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. Oh, yeah, get wrecked, son. Like, I think that's more the mentality that NaVi have. Oh, we rage at each other. Oh, it's hard. But, in the end, Guardian does crazy stuff. Flamey has played terrific this entire tournament long. And Seized as well is like one of those guys that has had standout performances on maps to get them this far. So, really, NaVi, this is a fitting final. I think they're going to give Fnatic a run.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, this is a really scary level that NaVi has hit in the past few tournaments, really. Ever since Cluj, they've just been improving, and now all 5 players, showed up yesterday. It was insane. There were times where all 5 players were, within 3 or 4 frags of each other, and they're all just beasting.
Well, we're about to find out as the game is going to go live here on Inferno as the first map of the grand final. So a big welcome to all of you at home watching us on Twitch. And yeah, I hope you guys are going to join in on Twitter and everywhere else to give us some feedback and generally just participate in the finals here. We've got Fnatic starting on the terrorist side. We've got NaVi on the CT side. We've got Dual Elite on Zeus and a single smoke there on Seized. So it looks like a NaVi that's ready to take a straight-up man fight with Fnatic, who are also ready with 4 armors and a couple of flashbangs.
Not a single kit picked up for NaVi. So that's going to be a bit of a statement from them. A lot of utility picked up on C's. They used that. They haven't used the smoke quite yet, but he's going to have that option to bring it back over here towards the A site. But instead, it's going to be Edward finding the first shot of this match. JW takes one to the dome, but then Crims manages to overrun Zeus, and just like that, Fnatic are out on the A site with Dennis.
Well, Seized is waiting over by a little pit, and we've got Guardian here by Quad, and he's going to get shot down by Olofmeister. That's a great shot to start off with now. They're back in a 3-on-3 here. The bomb's going to go down, but there are 2 people locked inside the bomb site, and that's why they're trying to find their way out. They don't want to get locked in there, and I can understand why. Seized trying to get a bit closer. Crims tabs one with the dual. He's nice shot from Flamey, but then it's going to come with the killer squall, and now it's all on Seized here. 1-on-2, trying to get close to the site. He's got the USP in hand, looking for the 1 clicks here, and they're going to overwhelm him. Dennis, just good timing there between the 2, darting out, and that's going to be Fnatic picking up the round.
Really good call by Fnatic as well in that pistol run. Just the pop flash up mid, and here, they spot Guardian and Edward both on ramp side. So immediately they say, unless this bomb site is stacked, there's more than likely just 1 person actually guarding the site. And that's when they explode out the halls, take out Zeus, and then they have the bomb site essentially for free at that point.
Oh, almost 5 deagles.
Close, but then Seized has to wreck us, right? He's just going to go 5-7 flash. Oh yeah, well played by Fnatic, and again, it's just that characteristic teamwork. Once they slow down the pace, they peak together. You can almost hear the countdown going off in their head where it's like 3, 2, 1, take the fight. And it just works like clockwork. So the perfect start here for Fnatic, winning that pistol, and they get up, well, 4 SMGs to start. Not too bad for them. They want to make some money in this round. But we all know that the Deagles now are a real threat on these maps, and that NaVi are particularly good with it. Guardian, he's like the standout Deagle man here.
It's like a mini op in his hands. He also doesn't, speaking of which, he doesn't invest in armor. So he wants to have a little bit more money going forward, try and get that AWP out a little bit earlier than otherwise would be possible.
Did Olof just go to the second balcony to wallbang into apartments? I think into bedroom. I think he may have done that. That's something you can do, and I've always wondered why people don't do it, but we caught him jumping back, so I'm wondering if that was the trick there. Gonna use a Molotov to clear out the corner, which is a good idea. And this kind of setup here for NaVi with the hit that's coming to the A-bomb site, I think it's going to get tough to try and hold on to this site.
They're going to need godlike shots. Seized is in a good spot up here on balcony. He's going to be spotting towards Arch. Only JW moving that way, though. It's going to be 4 players here, 4 Fnatic with 25 seconds left. Running up, and there's the first shot from Edward. He takes Flush's head off, and they're in position to deal with this push, but Seized is there to watch Edward back, and it's falling apart for Fnatic. 4 kills, completely shut down, and just like that, NaVi come right back into the round. Fnatic, this is what they have to worry about.
I meant easy to hold that side.
Right? I mean, that stack, one on top of the other.
That was brutal, and what a nice bait. That one shot from Edward, it helps so much. And Fnatic tries to come out balcony, much like Pissed Around. They just get cleaned out by C's. Yeah, you said it, it just comes down to that. Those amazing shots, because they only had 2 players there. NaVi was just finally getting a read right before that hit came in, but they didn't rotate in time, so those shots had to come out from Edward and Seized.
Yeah, and they deliver with the deagle. That's beautiful. But you have to appreciate Seized as well. If Seized misses his shot and gets overwhelmed, then Edward dies a second later, and Fnatic make it work. So close there for NaVi, but they get the job done. They've got the rifles now on their side with a couple of SMGs, and it's going to be the force buy here for Fnatic. It looks like NaVi, they've got an idea. Seized is in the perfect spot with the P90. He's going to get that crossfire going. Flamey on the side as well with the AK, and it's just working out perfectly here so far.
Oh, but he gets very low as well, and that smoke means Guardian can't help out. So it is a 3-on-3 here. They're going to steal that 1 AK as well, and they've got a Molotov on JW just going to go out, and that's going to buy a lot of time here. Guardian going to get shot in the face as well. JW might not have had to peek them, but he did. And now Edward and Zeus going to have to try and come back in here somehow. Edward flashing his way through underhand there. Zeus going down, and now it's a 1-on-3. And, well, not sure Edward can really get out of this one. Maybe just try and get a couple of kills here and stay alive. But Crims will drop him, and that's going to be Fnatic bringing it right back. And they're fired up. I haven't heard Fnatic be as alive as they are in, like, these last few tournaments. They've really come alive. They were at Fragfight as well.
I mean, it's really helpful when you don't have to do anything tactical. You can just walk up onto the B bomb site and explode with these pistols, and just get the kills. I mean, the P90 initially in that he falls back just at the wrong time, so he kind of loses the angle and he gets really isolated in that crossfire. It's just well done from Fnatic. The initial dink onto Flamey also forces him to try and play it a little bit more passively, and he gets punished.
Yeah, that's actually a big point right there. If Flamey could have held on to a little bit more HP. Edward, though, with the M4A1 will win the duel versus Dennis in mid. So that's going to put a stop to the shenanigans there. And Zeus waiting with that swag 7 top banana. If Crims decides to come around this corner without a flash, it's going to get nasty.
Well, I kind of wish Flamey could have flashed him in there, but he doesn't have a flashbang. Edward does, on the other hand, but he's all the way across the map. So it would have been nice to pop the flash out on Banana there and just gone for it.
And nice teamwork there as well, trying to bait a reaction behind that Molotov from Fnatic. And it does look like they're, once again, just going to be gathering up outside of B for Fnatic. They have 3 players there. Olofmeister in mid. This should be a clear signal here to NaVi as to what's coming. Olofmeister alone. And then Zeus holding up close. He drops the bomb carrier, gets the follow-up, and he could get the 3rd as well. He's playing that angle so well, buying the time, but then he gets overwhelmed in the end.
Still a very powerful round here. 2-on-3 now, and C spamming through at 5-7. So many bullets. JW going to be alone. He gets shot in the face by Flamey, and NaVi going to bring it right back. Moses, what do you make of this? They're just trading rounds right now.
This is just, there's so much importance on these early rounds for both sides, establishing that economy, and neither team wants to give it up. Neither one wants to be that save, and that's a little bit of, you don't see this out of Fnatic. That's a great play from Zeus, but not clearing that angle, just coming up very unaware of that even being a possibility.
I think that's a surprising bit. They counted on that Molotov clearing it out, it seems, but they never peeked behind the Molly, so they never had the info. So maybe a little bit of, some nerves here showing on Fnatic's side as well.
Yeah, they expected that 1 kill from Olaf up in mid to cause a rotation, so they thought maybe it would be just 1 player either in CT spawn or an isolated player in the bomb site that they'd have to deal with, and Zeus just ruins their day.
Well, going into this round, Fnatic, they are still going to be able to buy. They obviously didn't want to get the bomb down, but this mix of rifles and pistols is still going to be powerful.
That sets it up nicely. I mean, well, it is still tit for tat right now. It is still just going back and forth. And, well, we've seen what Fnatic are capable of when they have Tech 9s in hand. Flusha, he'll be holding bottom banana with his teammate Crims, who's carrying the bomb. Flamey's there to greet them. Smoke goes down. They're putting just a few shots through, and Zeus not quite going to get that angle right. Timing just a little bit off for him. But this is shaping up to be, once again, an A hit here. Defense is solid, though, on the site.
Fnatic's finding a lot of success having brackets as the staging area. They've got it pretty much every single round, and it's what do they do from it? You've utilized it all 4 rounds to do something, whether it's an eventual hit on the A bomb site or just a distraction.
Well, they're going to make their way around Archway here, and between Flamey and Seas, there is a nice crossfire setup. Flamey going to come in and finish it for the triple kill. They're all headshots with the M4A1, and he's going to go for the quad as well. Spraying down, he's going to run out of bullets in the end, and Flusha takes him out. Flusha going for a 2nd kill here, trying to salvage this round for Fnatic. It's not looking good for the Swedes right now, and Zeus is going to drop that bomb in Archway. Olofmeister too far away right now in 12 seconds, sorry. No way he was going to win that round, and that's a very decisive victory here for NaVi. That means the early sort of power struggle, it goes in favor of the CIS team. Also, again, no bomb plant for Fnatic here, so they're going to have to go for an eco. And now there's a chance for NaVi to really take over a large part of this game.
Yeah, they can breathe a small sigh of relief here. I mean, this is the round though. They can't take too many losses. Now that they've got the advantage, they have to build on it. Fnatic being so scary with just these pistols. We saw what happened to him just on the third round when they just walked into B. But Flamey's going to get the initial kill, and that's a good start. They just have to be very, very careful they don't give up too many kills.
Flamey just goes ham. He's off to a fantastic start so far in this match, up to 9 frags already. 9-3 his scoreline. Whereas Guardian is sitting on 0. He is not on the board yet. So, you know, if NaVi are able to get control of the situation and deal with Fnatic so far, if Guardian wakes up, he starts getting those kills in, it's really going to be a bit of a struggle here for Fnatic, I think. They're going to have to try and find the big headshots that they found versus TQM yesterday in the semis. Well, there's Zeus to start things off, takes out JW on the edge, and Dennis, Flush out Olaf, the last 3 alive, once again going into mid.
It's going to be very interesting to see if Guardian ends up bringing the op out, how Fnatic is going. Are they still going to put as much emphasis as they can on this bracket play like they have? Because getting that as terrorists, it forces that defense to play more passive. So it denies them information, you know, especially if they start running out of nades. It gets, you know, gives Fnatic a lot of room to work with, especially on the rap side.
It also seems like NaVi are very interested in holding at least 2 people towards pit. And I mean, if Fnatic get the read on that, then they can smoke it off and just execute towards the side anyway. So I'd be a little bit careful as NaVi to continuously putting people in pit like that in case Fnatic find out. Because you can just put the bomb down on that side without even clearing the pit. Over at Banana, it's going to be a bit of an engagement, and Crims comes out on top. He's only got 5 health, and oh, the flames are going to catch him. Seized with that kill, and then the headshot from Flamey. That drops the bomb on the other side of the smoke. Flamey, what are you doing to Fnatic? That's going to be JW going down. Dennis and Olaf are going to be left. That went out of control very quickly.
Yeah, that was harsh play from Flamey. Really well done. And yeah, the bomb being dropped. Now it's like Fnatic, they have to come back and it's smoked off. There's still smokes to use for NaVi, so it's just going to be, it's nearly impossible now for Fnatic to even recover in this round. There's a minute left, but still, you know, when this fades, there's 2 more smokes for NaVi to use.
Yeah, they've rotated an extra man over here, of course, Guardian, here to bolster the defense. And this is all off of Zeus with the call as well. Basically saying Crims is still there, Crims is still there. He ends up burning, they commit the nades, they take the fight, and NaVi, they're there, but Edward, he peeks forward in mid, gets punished by Dennis. He will get hunted down by Flamey in the end, who gets another 3 frags, putting him up to 12-0-3 so far. I mean, it's incredible because Flamey, really, his whole purpose on this team, there's no, like, tactical purpose. He doesn't calm much. He doesn't really do anything apart from get headshots. And right now, he's doing a fantastic job. He did it in the semis yesterday, and he's got a fantastic start here in the first map.
Yeah, all tournament long, he's just been an animal. And that is the thing, it's just hunt those kills. You always talk about Guardian as the guy who's like always going searching for those kills when he's feeling with the op. Flamey is just constantly hungry, and he's playing so well. But look at this, he's in a lot of pressure now. He's blind, he's trying to fall back.
Oh, and he's going to straight go down. Fnatic, again, they're so lethal with these Tech 9s. And now in the backline, Seized has to get another kill. He will actually do that. Very important double frag for him. Goes for the triple as well. Seized just being an unstoppable monster in the background here. He's going to get the quad, and now looking for the ace. 1 kill away. Not quite going to happen. Crims, though, spraying on through, and they do almost line up for him. He has a lot of time here, so he could potentially do this 1-on-2, especially if they're going to fight one at a time. But the aim punch there coming into play, and Zeus going to end up dropping.
Yeah, very, very fortunate NaVi that round. Almost lining up for him through the smoke, but this is the thing. We talk about all the individuals now for NaVi. Everyone's stepping up. It used to be, you know, we talked about it used to be Guardian +1, and at this tournament, everyone's had their maps. The semifinals was virtually everyone showing up, you know, all at the same time, and that's when NaVi gets really scary. And this is looking like a really strong defense so far. And now, finally, they're up 6-2, and Guardian, he's just like, all right, this is the time I'm going to bring out the op. So it's about to get much more difficult for Fnatic.
Yeah, exactly. Now he can come alive. And you're right to point out, he's had, so far, a very solid performance. Guardian there to trade frag, and then Edward up in the apartments. He actually catches out the bomb. Once again, NaVi know exactly where the bomb is. Seized already rotating over from that B side to bolster the defense, and Dennis is actually going to commit into this. Edward turns away from the flash and drops the second bomb carrier. They just can't hold! Double spray crossfire in mid to clean it up, and NaVi, now they're just pounding Fnatic into the ground.
That's beautiful because Guardian gets caught, you know, a little bit too wide in mid. He does get that initial kill, but NaVi, instead of just falling back and playing it passive, they're like, no, we're going to fight for this. And they all throw the pop flashes. And once again, though, this is like 3 rounds now that Fnatic has dropped the bomb. Like, the bomb carrier is getting caught out in weird spots. That's really hurting them to try and recover in the mid round. But NaVi just gets hyper aggressive on both sides of mid. Very well coordinated.
Fnatic need to come up with an answer, and it has to be sooner rather than later here. Bit of aggression by Edward, and it's a pretty good trade. I mean, he takes 9 damage, but almost kills Olofmeister. Su's going to win that fight. Guardian picks one with the ult, almost a second one through the smoke. It's just down to 2 players once again here for Fnatic. They're not coming out ahead in this round either. Not in a good position. Seized actually does go down to Olofmeister. Looked like he had that kill for sure, but it's going to be a bit of a flank, and now they're just spraying wildly through the smoke. What is this circus that's going on in the middle of the map? Zeus going to get a chance to reload in the corner, but it's a 2-on-2 now.
And there it is, right through the smoke. Zeus, you need that A1. You need the silencer if you're going to do that, because the Tracers give away his position. JW does not miss that chance. JW 2 kills through smoke as well, because he took off Guardian from short earlier, and instantly Fnatic just start rotating over towards that B site. This is the danger. This is the danger of these sorts of situations where everything seems to be going right for NaVi. They can get overconfident, and they can start taking fights they may not necessarily need to. They try and put too much pressure on Fnatic, and well, Fnatic, if given the opportunity, they will punish you.
It's crazy how well things just work out for Fnatic there. I mean, just basically just rushing up mid through a smoke. Flamey, there's not a lot of time left, and he's not going to have the smoke for the bomb anymore, but he is trying to isolate, going for his own spam through the smoke. But hasn't been able to find anyone yet, and Fnatic's playing this too well. This is virtually impossible for Flamey to win, although I think he does spot Olaf, but there's JW. Nice play from him, but not only does JW get 2 kills through smoke, but he sprays the 1 member down in Porch, and the second NaVi member just like walks into the bullet. It's just so such fortunate things happening for Fnatic that round.
Yeah, but I mean, so if you look at it from like an overall point of view though, it's not a round that really can be replicated from Fnatic, right? It's not like they can go back and say, what worked that round, let's try and do that again. It's more like, yeah, chaos, and they came out on top that time.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they want more rounds, then they still need to figure something else out, or they've got to hope that they get lucky once again. What's the economy like for NaVi at this point in time, I wonder?
I mean, still decent, but they just, I mean, they had enough to go for a full buy to get everything, but now that's pretty much tapped them out. They have 2 guys sitting at 2,000, 1 at 1,000, and the rest are broke.
Right.
This is one of those swing rounds. I mean, you know, we're saying that Fnatic, it all devolves into chaos, and they come out on top. It seems like that's almost what they rely on at times, though. Same thing to get through the semis yesterday versus TQM. I mean, just chaotic rounds that somehow Fnatic, you know, it's like individual performance from Dennis, you know, gets them through that key round. I mean, it really is like they kind of thrive in that environment, which is really stressful.
Fnatic, the big thing with those rounds, though, is Fnatic is like one of the best teams, or probably is the best team at intelligent baiting. And they do such a good job of letting one person take the aggression and the other person just finding a way to really manipulate it and utilize it to his own advantage. You can see JW up and you know, wreaking havoc inside that smoke at brackets, and Olofmeister punishes another NaVi player for trying to take that fight.
Could we go so far as to say that for Fnatic, chaos is not a hole but a ladder? No Game of Thrones at all here?
I mean,
climbing it.
Yeah.
Wasn't the idea of that, though, that they are
guys.
eventually going to fall down the ladder? Is that what you're suggesting?
That's for Pyth to do. Reference game.
Been a while
Look,
since we've seen a negative bump.
I am wondering how this is going to turn out, though. I mean, 7-3. If Fnatic can't get more of these rounds in, then NaVi look for a very strong finish. And honestly, I think on Inferno, NaVi, I mean, they should be getting the majority of the rounds. I actually think Inferno, NaVi tend to play a little bit better on T side than they do on CT side. I think NaVi's CT side on Inferno is not always that strong. Apart from when Guardian goes nuts, but he hasn't really done that. I think their misuse of grenades is usually what really bugs me. But so far they've been doing great, and NaVi, well, Guardian almost getting that shot. Grenade follow-up, and Flush is going to be gone. That was a touchdown.
Yeah, the dunk nade. Dead on. And well, that's actually going to prompt Fnatic to start pushing around on the other side of the map. So they lost a man towards B. They want to try and go for the bum rush up into apartments. Fortunately, that HE was just a little bit too early there from Edward, or that would have been terrific. 3 players just stacked up there ready to catch it.
Also, look at NaVi now, the confidence they have in Flamey, leaving him alone at B after that pick from Guardian. And they basically have 4 people over towards the A site. One's now cheating back. He's in CT spawn, though, so he can quickly rotate either way. But that smoke is going to bring him probably firmly over towards the A bomb site.
Yeah, and Guardian's going to just wrap around. He wants to get in position to hold short with his teammates Zeus and Pit and Edward up on the balcony so far. And they're just waiting now. The time is ticking, and Guardian just way out in the open. Takes that fight, loses it flat out, and now Fnatic, they can start the pincer movement onto the site, although Zeus from the pit does manage to pick up the first man. Edward watching short as well. This is just going to fall apart once again. Fnatic, they're getting slammed out.
This double pit setup out of NaVi, you mentioned it. They haven't caught onto it quite yet, but it's happening virtually every round, and it has been a nightmare for Fnatic to deal with. And they just get crushed. And yeah, that's the curious thing, because Guardian, now this is a couple times here, he swings really wide on initial fights with no intel, and he gets punished for it again.
If they really want to go A, then I feel like either the sort of the double smoke into pit to try and clear that out, or there are some really cool flashbangs. I mean, because you mentioned this, that they keep getting control of top mid, right? If they can get that, then there are some great flashbangs you can set up that actually go right into pit. It means anyone on the balcony where Ed was just holding, they're going to be flashed, and if you put 3 or 4 members out of balcony at the same time, then maybe you can just win that fight and take the bomb side, right? So I feel like either like a pop flash setup out of balcony, or the smoke towards pit, but one of those two. And now Fnatic, they at least 2 or 3 rounds now, they've seen that there's been 2 people in pit, so they know that this is happening. They should be aware. Obviously this round, not really so much. They don't have any armor or grenades, but
this is a bit of a nightmarish round for Fnatic as well, because, I mean, they have to have a vague idea of where NaVi's economy is, but NaVi to survive that round with so many players, and now to get an anti-eco to just farm up some more money, that chance that Fnatic had to get some easy rounds on the board by forcing NaVi to eco and then have a low economy kind of game going, it's gone. Like, unless they can come up with something magical here, like a miracle round where just Dennis with the Tech 9 once again plows through and kills 3 people, the easy chance is gone here for Fnatic. Flamey, yeah, just gonna spot them out, and wow, C's really going in there, aggressive versus pistols. Oh, wow.
Oh, he stabbed him in the forehead. What is going on? That must have been just straight to the face.
So Seized after that has, well, only 4,000. He spent a little bit of money this round, though.
Yeah, it's nice that you spent so much time talking about the economy just to get the bonus money from that knife kill in
$1,500 for a knife kill, just saying. Zeus is up to like nearly 7 now, or 8. I mean, now, yeah, the money is just super solid for NaVi. So Fnatic, it's pretty much this round right here. They absolutely have to win this round so that they can have a strong shot going into the remaining 2.
Oh, Guardian getting aggressive in the fire. He takes a lot of damage for that, but going for the risky shot. Fnatic really hasn't put a lot of pressure on the B, so I think Guardian is just feeling safe when he peeks that car.
And, well, when they have, they've gotten bopped, right? Crims eating nades to the face.
Flamey just running down and getting headshots. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the thing with how Flamey's been playing and how he started out this match. They're just like, all right, we got to let this guy cool down before we really go at him.
You know, I mean, at this point, it doesn't seem like Fnatic have a lot of answers, and we are starting to end, sort of get close to the end of the half right now. I think they need 5 rounds on this first half. I think 11-4 is not quite good enough. I think 10-5, then we still have a game. But we're about to find out here. Fnatic still with the bomb all the way down on T-slope, and I mean, they've cleared out a large part of the map. They're going to be clearing apartments now as well, so they should have a good idea about at least where NaVi aren't. And again, actually do have a little bit of a different setup here with 2 people playing towards the little pit, but we'll see if that's going to change for NaVi as time goes on here. They really do love that pit.
They aren't going to have any of it, Fnatic. They want to go towards the B site. 25 seconds left. Flamey did such a fantastic job of holding on to his smoke, and now there's just no time here for Fnatic. 20 seconds, and Olafmeister just now rotating in. Seized, he saved that incendiary. It's going to go right down at their feet. They're going to have to charge through it. There's the flash, there's the shot, and Flamey and Seized so far holding the line, although Seized goes charging through. But Flamey, if he can just stay alive a couple more seconds, there's just no time. He gets the first shot, 4 seconds. He has to stick the plant, and Flamey, perfect defense on the B site, holds the line. Not possible for Fnatic to come through once again.
Wow.
That's
Flamey,
incredible. This
kid is what, like, was he 18 now, I think, or 17,
yeah.
18? He's just starting his career. And he did, I mean, before he joined NaVi, he was playing in sort of various obscure Russian teams. And he did have a bit of profile. People who sort of kept, you know, attention to the CISC knew who he was. He came onto NaVi and actually did very well in the beginning. Then I think he had, like, a big fall-off. And people were wondering, like, is he just being outclassed by, like, the other star players on this team? Is that what's happening? And I think that was even a legitimate concern for a while. But this is a sick performance.
Again, plays like that, they're the ones that make you, like, smart play, like your presence of mind to just stay alive, you know, that young, you know, just mad fragger, and just to stay alive in that situation, knowing at the time on the clock, he just played it so smartly. And that's when he's going to start getting really dangerous.
What is this wallbang fight?
Wonderful. Well, Guardian going to get a shot in there, but he almost goes down as well. That's a bit scary. 10-3, but for me, Flamey has always been the positional player on NaVi. He's so good at getting himself into the right corner at the right time. C's going to do a lot of damage again there, and yeah, you pointed out, for once, actually, Navi holding onto the grenades right at the end. That's something I usually don't see on the CT side, and that's very impressive. That's what I want to see out of them.
And Flamey still has a smoke and an incendiary. We're going into 40 seconds now. He's actually got the... he decides to use the incendiary to put some pressure on Fnatic at top banana, but he still has that smoke. It's not even cleared yet. It's just now going to start clearing C smoke. He could put that down if he wanted to, but instead it's going to be the rifles. There's the flash to buy more time. 25 seconds left on this push, and the wall smoke's going down here for Fnatic. They might just try and jump up and plant right in him. And Seized, he knows what's up. He's going to be right on the edge. He hears it. He sprays right over his shoulder. Somehow he doesn't get the angle right.
How is it even possible to be that close? But look at Flamey in the back line. This kid is nuts right now. He sprays. He connects with another bullet. Pistols out now. Almost takes down Dennis. What a performance here. Now it's going to be Zeus taking a kill, and Flusher all alone here to try and clutch this 1v2. They're on the site. They've got smokes as well. They can actually zone him out here. Flusher, this would be a miracle if he could clutch this one. Goes in for it, and they just team up and get the job done. And they're going to have just enough time for the defuse as well. But Flamey has officially hit the god tier. This is insane. 20 kills in just 14 rounds.
This is what, like another just very incredible hold. So patiently he plays it as well. Bides his time, finds his kills. But you know, Fnatic in this half so far, I think this is kind of a half that's really indicative. You know, they can say all they want in the pregame interviews that losing Pronax, you know, they're not going to miss too much of a beat, but they have a real struggle adapting mid-half now. You know, if they run into this brick wall now that's NaVi, nothing they've done has worked. This is a situation where Pronax would normally be able to take a timeout, and they would adjust their playstyle, either get slower, get faster, change the pace, change something. But, you know, they haven't been able to find that this half.
No. And yeah, the solution, which was, you know, just get more firepower. Well, when the other team has a guy just going crazy, he's hitting harder headshots than any of the people on your team, that's where the struggle really sets in here for Fnatic. So 15th round, last round of this first half. The score is 11-3. Navi off to a phenomenal start in this first half of the grand finals of the first map. You know, long sentence there. In a best of 5, we'll just add a little bit more. Excuse me, but Fnatic now, it's all on Flusha. And he does manage to pack Seized, who decides to rotate through Banana Smoke. Interesting choice there by Seized. I guess he might have got some information there. Or some miscommunication going.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that play. He was alone over at the B-bomb, so that forces a rotation back. And now look, this push by Zeus is going to find one. Now he has intel. He sees mid-clear, but that might actually be a little bit dangerous that he saw that, because you can look at how aggressive Flamey's getting. And they're watching Boiler, but Fnatic is all in the halls.
Oh, Guardian finds Flush. That's the usual lurker in Banana. Stars will definitely know that. He'll communicate it. Crossfire set up. Edward peeks out. He takes out the one, and now they know where JW's playing from, and it's just done. I mean, 12-3 first half performance here from NaVi on the CT side, and they themselves are saying, well, you know, we're not feeling very good about our Inferno. We don't, you know, we're not too sure here. They're like sandbagging. Yeah, oh wait, hold on, this is familiar. Yeah, Anders, did you talk to them? Did you give them some strats here? Some idea? Like, guys, just say you're not good.
You should always undersell a little bit, right? Just, you know, I mean, I think for a very long time I've been trying to say that I think NaVi could be a much better Inferno team if they just hold on to the grenades. This is the crazy part. I mean, if they play this terror side as well as they normally do, when Zeus was leading the team and now obviously got Stri to help out as well, their terror side is actually frightening, because they do these pushes that are very, very late, but I mean, Fnatic tried a couple of times here, it didn't work out so well. For NaVi, it usually does, and they are very, very good at this stuff. So I would say for Fnatic, things are going to get really tough right now. Fnatic is the sort of team that can sometimes lock down the CT side. I think against NaVi, it's going to be tough. I think NaVi are definitely going to get the last 4 rounds here.
The hard part is when you look at how these rounds played out, Fnatic really only won one gun round in that entire half. I mean, the first 3-4 rounds got traded off, but I mean, to only win one gun round, that just, you know, Flamey being the beast helped out, but everyone on NaVi was winning their duels. You remember there was a round that Fnatic had a great advantage when Guardian fell on Rap side, and it's Zeus from Pit who just demolishes everyone at different angles. So all these NaVi players are just playing lights out.
Yeah, and you still have to remember that key round, which really rocked Fnatic at the beginning. That hold, seized up on balcony, Edward, where they force up with the pistols, and it's just the Deagle and the 5-7 shredding Fnatic. And that really set the tone. We're having a little bit more of an extended pause here during this halftime. They do have a few minutes to discuss if they want NaVi, and it looks like they're wanting to use every single minute of it. Now,
that's good news. I mean, for Fnatic, from their point of view, Moses, they have obviously got to win this pistol round. So what are we looking for here? I mean, when you're under this much pressure, are you going to be tempted to go for like a default kind of thing, or are you going to like throw it all in and just, you know, go crazy, challenge middle with 3 people in the beginning or something like that?
No, I think you start out things just pretty standard. We've seen Fnatic's defense on this map be so incredibly strong. That B bomb site is on lock. I think you get that op in JW's hands because he was playing so well with it yesterday on lane side, you know, vintage style. So you just play to your strengths. You play to what's worked in the past.
Well, they have made the raid boss out of Flamey, and he's doing his thing up in apartments right now. He's going to be clearing that out, rather looking for that close fight where he can just get into a spray battle and take somebody's face off. Peeks into the halls, spots JW, but at the meantime, it's up at Banana. So NaVi right now, they're doing a fantastic job of just clearing out the map, getting some control, getting the info on the setup, and now they figured out that there is nothing lurking around here, Fnatic. There's no trick. This is just straight default stuff. So NaVi can go back to the game plan and just say, right, what play do we want to run? Because now we have all the space in the world.
Yeah, they've pushed back the defense over at the B site. They've pushed back, you know, they've got that intel that JW is getting a little bit aggressive in halls, and he's actually going to peek it one more time, but he gets dropped, punished by Seized.
Yeah. That double peek, that's going to cost them.
That is a big opening, and still plenty of time left here. 45 seconds. They still have that one smoke intact, and I mean, wouldn't be surprised if they're going to end up rotating back towards the B bomb side and just use that smoke to cover off CT spawn and then go for it. Seized. Still looking around in the middle, and he'd obviously be the one to throw it. Instead, looks like he's going to maybe pop it in the middle here. This might be a big distraction. Is he going to keep the 2 players of Fnatic on this bomb side? That's the big question. And smoke goes up. They're falling back. Guys rotating into Arch, and now they're going to realize that it's too late here. Edward charging in. Guardian and Edward opening up the site, taking another fight. Edward rocking Flusher as well, and Dennis last man left. Edward looking for the triple here, and the last click's going to do with a headshot. What a way to open up the second half. Moses, you're laughing right now.
Oh, it's just Edward. That's the Edward you like to see. I was actually just smiling because I was watching the mini-map, and it was like, you know, the one kill that NaVi got, Fnatic remained aggressive in mid. Just, you know, I saw Dennis peeking it, so the rotations were actually coming in. All the Fnatic members were rotating towards A, while all the NaVi members were rotating towards B. So it was just like this equal rotation, and just, you know, Fnatic kind of caught onto it because Dennis was so aggressive, because he saw there was only one player, but they couldn't get back in time.
It was this moment, like, it was at this moment that Olofmeister knew. Yeah,
wrong bomb site.
He's on Speedway, and you see him just stop dead when he hears 3 guys going top Banana from NaVi. He's like, I'm out of position. I can't support my mate. And, well, there you go. It falls apart in that round. But, of course, Fnatic being Fnatic, they're going to have to go and just wreck NaVi in the follow-up buy round. JW going ham with the CZ. Olofmeister there to get a frag as well. And it's down to Zeus and Seized, the last 2 alive for NaVi in the second round of the second half of overtime.
Not a bad job right now. Zeus just trying to stay alive here and not doing a very good job of it either. Seized going to get the 1 frag in, but Fnatic finally showing a little bit of strength here as they take out Seized. That's going to be the round, and they will pick up, should be picking up a UMP somewhere. No, just the AK.
This is exactly what Sean was talking about on the desk before this match started. Is, you know, NaVi, they're going to run a lot of those defaults. They're going to spread out across the map, and they're going to watch things. And it's not like they're grouped up. They're watching things solo just for any of those kind of pushes. But Fnatic loves those fights. You know, Fnatic's going to, you know, you see JW just get aggressive alone in halls with the CZ, wins that fight, and then all of a sudden everyone's scrambling to cover the portion of the map that's been lost. And that's when another player, Flush I believe it was, gets that second kill. So, you know, Fnatic, if they're going to push like that and win just one initial battle, and NaVi's going to remain spread out, they're going to have a tough time.
I don't understand why Edward is saving in this situation. This is there was clearly a discussion going on in T-Spawn. NaVi, they go for the force buy here. We can see the hero AK dropped by Seized. But then, yeah, for some reason, Edward decides to hold on to it. Flamey there, he's going to make that AK worth it. He trades effectively, removes Olofmeister. Crims falls back into CT. We could have some real pressure here from NaVi onto Fnatic. Flusher rotating in to try and help Crims out. And there might be a missed moment here for NaVi to really try and get through here.
Well, they have no nades. That's the big thing. And I don't know if maybe the buy time ran out, if that just took too long to make that decision. Maybe that's why Edward didn't have anything. But without any nades, they get that 1 kill over towards the B bomb site, but they can't pressure it anymore because once that smoke comes up, they have no pop flash to go through it. They don't have a smoke for CT spawn, and that's just far too risky.
Well, now we're running out of time here for the NaVi team. 35 seconds. Good setup here for JW. This is almost a risk-free position because you can just dart right back in straight into the bomb site. And it's an unlikely angle to be peeking, so I actually love that position. They still have the bomb down at Bananas. Looks like they're going to try and sandwich and crunch in towards the B bomb side, which means they don't really need that many grenades to get in. If they can just get the opening frag on Flusher here, that's going to be all they need. Edward charging in behind here. Flusher getting a kill. He's going to get shot in the back. No, Flamey, and there's Edward, and that's the B bomb side. Down to Crim's 8 seconds now. 7 seconds. Can they get close enough here? It's still a 2-on-2. 5 seconds. They need to get skill up, and they've run out of time. It's officially done. Edward going to guy, and well, Flamey, he couldn't really do much. He gets a parting headshot, but that was a close round.
You just hate to see it, don't you? Because NaVi plays that perfectly, except for the time on the clock. I mean, Edward's flank coming in, you can see he had to start sprinting. How many times do we see that out of NaVi? It's just like five extra seconds on that clock, and that plays perfect.
How many times do we see that out of NaVi where it messes up, actually? Because like they are the artists when it comes to working with 20 seconds left in a round, right? It always feels like they run that clock down until the last possible second, and somehow they make it work. I think this is just this level of randomness that was in the round where it's like they just aren't familiar with what they actually need to be doing. You saw Flamey just lurking around on this A site, hanging back, looking for the rotators. Nobody was there. Then Edward starts to try and pinch in through CT. But, excuse me, but with like so little time left in the round, Flusha and Crims, all they had to do was tighten up the defense on the B site, and that was it. It was done. Unfortunately, Flamey, he only found the one kill. You're right, Anders. I mean, if they'd had one nade, like one flash grenade, NaVi could have pressured onto that site, run Crims down, maybe got something out of this round. Having to do it the hard way, though, that just didn't pan out.
Scoreline is 13-5. Can we get a show of hands here? How many of you believe that Fnatic are going to make this comeback happen? 11 rounds on the second half here?
They're perfectly capable of it.
Yeah?
CT side, they just have to sit. I mean, I think that they're capable of it. And if they get warmed up, I mean, let's take a look and see who's performing right now. I mean, Olafmeister, Crims, usually just solid. They're in the middle of the pack. JW actually having a pretty solid map so far for Fnatic. 14 frags despite the rough situation. And we have this is not a tactical timeout. It appears Guardian is just needing to relog into the game, so just so you guys are aware.
You know, Blue did 100% on Fnatic.
He did do 100% of Fnatic. And you even went out of your way to show him why you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I tried to teach him a lesson. That was way back when too. He's had plenty of time to mull that over. So now he's
these young kids, you just can't work with them, can you? Trying to school them.
He's got his Fnatic his Fnatic orange shirt on and everything.
Yeah,
that's like 1,000%. That's a multiplier.
Yeah,
sure.
It's true. Doubling down on that one. Well, I mean, the way that this is playing out, it is really rough on the Fnatic team. Their economy is going to be tested, obviously, really badly when they survive around just barely like that. Even the parting kill as around is actually over, so only one person living for the Fnatic team. Do NaVi want to keep the pressure on here, or do they just want to make sure that they have full buys to fight them with?
I think they keep the pressure on, to be completely honest with you. Because why not? Why not go for it? They won that eco early on. I mean, there's no danger. I mean, they don't really have a wrong answer here. They still have the money low, and I think, you know, if this was a bomb plant, this would be a definite buy for NaVi. But we saw in the first half how much both teams, despite losing these rounds, you know, how much the economy matters in the first 5 rounds, and I don't think Navi's going to be willing to give it up.
Well, still getting Guardian Mac on the server, and then we should be good to go. Of course, this is only the first map in a best of 5 here. So second map Dust 2, third map Mirage, I believe. And I mean, the fact is, if Fnatic do lose this map, which is definitely not said and done yet, but if they do, then we go into 2 other maps that are quite good for NaVi as well. Not that they're necessarily bad for Fnatic, but it does change the whole prediction scheme that we had going into this around a little bit.
Yeah, all the devs talked about, you know, they said, you know, I think it was just Fifth Laren who said 1 map for NaVi in the first 3, and they're sitting really, really nicely going into those last 2 maps. But if NaVi wins Inferno, it might not even have to go that far. That's kind of the scary thing, because Dust 2, I think there's a lot of opportunities for NaVi to really punish Fnatic at times. You know, with the amount of, you know, we saw in the Terrace half as well, Fnatic just not very tactical, but just relying on that skill, just playing to their skill. And on Dust 2, that kind of a play style, a lot of times, you know, it's like self-isolating their players. And when you give Guardian, you know, that kind of ability, that much room to work with, that's when things can get really punished for Fnatic.
Well, Sadokist even even asked in the interview beforehand, you know, he did ask Vugo what is it like not having Pro Knights? Is that going to be a problem, right? So, well, we're not playing a very tactical style right now. We're actually trying to avoid that. We're just going to do, like, simple stuff.
Yeah, this is a nightmare for Fnatic right now, actually, because this is totally breaking the momentum that they were just starting to develop. So, you know, you have, like, right now, so I haven't been contributing much to the conversation because I'm actually just watching closely to see what's actually happening right now. NaVi, it seems like Guardian had a PC issue, so they're fixing that. But in the meantime, it's just like all of Fnatic are just staring at NaVi, trying to look this down, trying to figure out what exactly is going on here. But then this waiting time is ticking, and that's allowing for NaVi to have quite a bit of time to actually discuss what they need to do to close out this first map as well. Starix was doing quite a bit of talking in the meantime.
Yeah, but Fnatic, I mean, so much experience in these grand finals too. Like, I know the waiting can be an issue at times, but I mean, they're going to be coming back into this ready to go still. I mean, this is the CT side Fnatic on CT side Inferno for Fnatic can be so scary. And that's the thing. That's the other reason why I think NaVi is going to contest this next round. Is that they still have that AK-47 on Flamey. Edward can pick one up. He's got 3,700. He can at least drop one. You know, things like, I just think that once Fnatic gets rolling in the economy game, that's when it starts to get a little bit scary for an offense.
If you had to replace the chickens on this map with a different animal, which would it be?
With a different animal? A hedgehog.
Hedgehogs.
Because
they're
adorable.
Yeah, but people shoot them. I actually couldn't handle that.
Exactly.
I have a soft spot.
Think of the hearts that would be broken, right? You know, basically, you know, you do the best. You probably wouldn't want to throw nades around corners because there might be, you know, a hedgehog waddling around back there, and just that moment hesitation, right? Every time, just add, you know, a little bit more RNG into the game. You know,
Turtles.
Turtles.
They have a little bit of armor.
That would be great if they could take a couple of shots, actually.
Yeah.
Not that I
If
don't
it took
care
like
about
3
turtles.
bullets?
Are we gonna start like, hey, let's get 3 clicks? You know, what's the armor pen you need to actually, you know, take out? What's
Maybe
the armor value on a turtle?
Bullets can sort of ricochet off the shell. You know?
Oh, sorry, it's not 3 clicks. It's a Sloth Squadron.
What if you could use
Sloth.
like grenades to create whole new angles off turtle
Yeah.
shells?
Oh, this next level strat.
Your theory crafting would be so interesting. It's like you'd bring to a whole new level.
Well, the turtles will have to follow patterns, so you know exactly when to throw. Like at 40 seconds, the turtle is going to be in that position. Just throw the grenade. Yeah, why not? Well, obviously you can tell that the players got their headsets off, and we don't want to be within talking range and reveal too much of what's going on. So we're still just waiting here, and I don't know what kind of handsets coming out here. Swedish handsets from Crims.
Crim's probably the most gangster-looking guy on Fnatic. So there we go. He's got that goat beard, you know, like just hangs down, right? You know? Fierce. Yeah, I mean,
All right, so what's happening is that because Guardian's PC sort of crashed in the middle of the round and he got killed because of it, we're just trying to figure out exactly where to sort of reset the game at. There are obviously rules for this, but everyone wants to make sure it's been done right. So, so we'll figure it out. I think he's back on the server now. So I mean, it's just a question of figuring out that all the rules are being looked after here. In the meantime, you should absolutely invite your friends, and again, go and check out on Twitter as well, and keep up with the discussion. And it's a first map in a best of 5, so there's still plenty to come here for the grand finals. But already we are off to a bit of a surprising start with NaVi doing so well.
Yeah, this is fantastic going into Dust 2 next, which is a map that NaVi just keep performing on. I think they've won like 7 out of the last 8 times they've played that map. It's been looking really good for them. So I mean, if they can get an upset win here on Inferno, start off strong going into a map that they picked and that they should be feeling confident on, we could be up to a 2-0 situation for NaVi. Not that I want to curse them or anything. I mean, it still could go back to Fnatic being such a fantastic CT team on Inferno, but they have a real strong start here in this best of 5. I mean, something that none of us expected to see.
If someone told you this morning when you woke up that Guardian was going to get 7 kills 18 rounds in, and Fnatic or NaVi would be up 13-5,
I would
believe them?
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed that. Maybe if you look at the past couple of days and you're like, well, Flamey has been doing really well, and it hasn't really been the Guardian show. It's been more of the Flamey Seized show. I could have maybe got behind that. What were you going to say, Anders?
I was going to say, while we're waiting, someone on Twitter is asking us about our thoughts on the McGregor 13-second knockout.
I thought it was a masterpiece.
It was masterpiece.
People were disappointed. I'm like, you guys don't know what you're watching then, because for me that was just like a thing of beauty.
It was quite good.
Yeah. On so many different levels. It was just glorious.
I still, in my heart, wish that that John Jones and McGregor were in the same weight class. I feel like that would be an interesting fight.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, would McGregor be able to dodge the fingers? That's that's the main thing, right? Keep them eyes. Maybe he's allowed to wear sunglasses in the ring. Boom.
Damn. Well,
what do you think, baby? Come on.
I was just okay. It's it's bad when I start responding to it.
Right? You didn't even hesitate, bro. That's the first time. Like I'm telling you, man. Slowly but surely, this nickname is gonna stick, and you're already getting used to it.
Oh, unbelievable! I was just glad that I could, we had like the post meeting last night while the fight was going on, and we were wondering if we were gonna watch it and everything, and no one thought they were gonna be able to watch it on like Vine, when we left the studio last night.
Right? When it's like top post of Reddit, it was like the entire fight. You're like, in a GIF. You're like, oh, no.
It's perfect.
Okay, then.
Wonderful. Well, it seems like we have resolved the issues, and we are back in the 19th round with the scoreline at 13-5 here, favoring heavily the CIS team of NaVi, now playing in the second half of the first map here on the Grand Finals. So still a lot to come. NaVi, Fnatic, they can definitely still make this back if they get onto a strong economy. We've seen them have lockup performances where the terrorist side get no foot in the game, and that's what they need to do right now.
And NaVi's going to try and do it. I mean, they do force up into this round 3 pistols. They're plenty to work with. They have a lot of smokes. They're using a lot of them right here to have a little bit of a presence, put some pressure up onto brackets, try and gain control.
I mean, basically, very similar to what we saw from Fnatic, but there we go. The flash to open it up. They lead the way with the AKs. Smoke goes up here, however, to block off Arch, and Flusher's just going to be holding on the other side of it. They are still kind of gathered, milling around in mid, and Seized is still waiting around in Banana just to see if there's going to be any kind of push coming out from the B defense. That's not the case, though. But Flusher, does he get the timing right? Yes, he does. Olafmeister's there to trade 1-for-1, and he makes it out intact, down to 75 HP, but he's still here. Edward, however, will have picked up that kill on Flusher, and they're just wrapping. It looks like it's going to be a split onto B, but again, the time, it's so low, 25 seconds left.
Yeah, this is a bit mad for NaVi. I'm not sure the plan is here. If they lose the bomb over at the Banana entrance here, this is going to be bad, but they will trade effectively. Flamey taking down Crims. Olaf looking for the cross shot here, and he's going to get it on Flamey. 10 seconds. The bomb is just dropped on the side. Can they even get to it? I don't think they can actually make it in time now. This 2v2 might already be done. Indeed, it is. Dennis going to get the headshot as well, but NaVi, that's 2 rounds now in the second half where they could have done it, but they run out of time.
Yeah, it's incredible.
What was that smoke?
Well,
from Flamey. What was that smoke?
Yeah, I don't know if he missed it or if he just assumed that no one was going to be there. I think what might have happened, to be honest, is that that split from the A bomb site was coming in, but Olaf just completely stalled it out just by his presence in library. The 2 members of NaVi, they got flashed and they just completely turned around and ran away. So I think maybe Flamey was thinking there was going to be more pressure put onto that guy in spawn, that he wouldn't be able to be there quite yet. And it just didn't happen. So Olaf gets a free kill and essentially just wins the round.
That's yeah, what it boils down to, him surviving. But well, we're just going to go straight into it, guys. They aren't willing to give up this game of chicken. NaVi, they're going to keep buying, it seems, and it's going to be a pretty decent one, all things considered. Couple of Tech 9s, couple of P250s, some good utility, and then Edward with the AK. So we have to see if he's going to be able to make use of the rifle and get some results here.
Smoke going to go up towards Pit. That's the one we talked about for a while in Fnatic, where we're going to throw to try and zone out whoever might be playing there. But Fnatic, they just have 1 guy and 4 people playing in the A bomb site here, so it's a very strong setup if NaVi wanted to try and come through. Olaf hearing them as they go across. Flamey getting the opening frag here. JW dropping the bomb. That's a nice kill, and Olaf chiming in. Dennis now with the double spraying for another one, and he's going to get the triple at the end. And Fnatic lock it out, only losing Flusher. It's now 13-7. There's only a 6-round difference between the 2 teams. And the Fnatic economy, I mean, it's not exactly fantastic, but it's starting to get in the right direction. And NaVi, well, this time it makes sense for them to buy once again. So there's a lot of buys in a row here for NaVi.
Yeah, the losing bonus is starting to build up, though, so that's going to help them out just a little bit still. Edward and Zeus stuck on, Deagle and Tech 9. And that round, Fnatic gets, a big help with just, so many players surviving. Not their money, because they've been whittled down a little bit with these force buys. NaVi not willing to give up quite yet on trying to break this, but Fnatic with that win, they're going to get money in the bank now, so it's a little bit less scary for them.
I have a couple guys floating around 3K. That's what it boils down to for them. But NaVi, again, now they're just going to put their heads down, be bullish about it. They aren't going to give up this fight. If they can get a bomb plant in this round, they can get a full buy in the next one if they were to lose it. So we have to see what they're going to be capable of. Edward does clear out apartments fairly quickly with the support of Flamey, but a fresh smoke goes down to block off Boiler. And well, now it's going to be the push. Here we go. Edward and Flamey, they managed to get control of top mid once again. 3 players here. Olofmeister so far away. This is the perfect timing for NaVi to start pushing onto the site. There's only 3 people here instead of 4. But as the seconds tick past, Olofmeister gets closer, and the defense is only going to get stronger here for Fnatic.
They need to find out what they want to do right now, NaVi. If they sell this well enough, they could end up going back. They still have the bomb drop back here, so maybe they are just going to try and switch it around. And I mean, with only one person holding B and maybe another guy on CT spawn that could be sewn out with 1 smoke, that wouldn't be too bad of a fake, really. 25 seconds now, spraying on through, but Edward, blind deagle shot for the smoke, and that might just be the opening they're looking for. Only 2 people left here, and 20 seconds on the clock. Bomb still being dropped all the way back there. Dennis picking up a kill on Zeus. They need to pick up that bomb. Finally going to do it with 14 seconds left. This is madness from NaVi. Olaf going to get a kill as well, and now it's down to Guardian and Cease on the side. He's got the bomb. He's getting shot in the face as well. He's going to get the kill with 5 seconds. He can't even plant the bomb here. Olaf going to get the kill, and that's going to be Fnatic winning the round. What is this madness?
They're getting lost and trying to figure out what they want to do, waiting behind smokes far too long, using 4 people to get brackets control, but they're not doing anything with it. Yeah. They're just sitting behind the choke points that Fnatic is just leisurely. You know, I mentioned that, you know, at the beginning of this half, if JW can get back into his mode and aggressive towards lane, that'd be great, but he doesn't even need to, because that's just going to give away a kill to NaVi if he, you know, it's just going to risk it. Why not just sit back? And NaVi right now is beating themselves.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to.
Tactical timeout here for NaVi is what we're hearing. So, yeah, they're going to get a chance to figure out exactly what it is they want to do. It might need it.
They don't really seem to be interested in trying to challenge Banana anymore. Like, they're getting top mid, you're right, Moses, and I think that's what stands out for me as well. It's just like they get up there, and then they sit. And they hope for Fnatic to make a mistake. And Fnatic right now are just playing far too patiently. Flush is chuckling to himself. And when they start to giggle over on the Swede side, that's when you start to get worried, because they're going to start playing better and better, smarter and smarter CS, which means not peeking forward, not giving up frags to NaVi, just really making NaVi sweat. I would like to see, right, at this point, I would just like to see a full execute onto the B side out of NaVi. Like, A side isn't working really. Yeah. Just go straight to B.
I'd love to see them get that bracket control with those 4 members if they want. That's fine. But you can't just have all 4 people just sit there behind the smokes and wait and do nothing for the rest of the round. You know, that's when you can fall back. You know, they get that bracket control and they force Fnatic back into the bomb site, and then you can start falling some people back towards B. It doesn't have to be a split. You can leave maybe one as a lurker up in mid behind those smokes, but you know, try and pressure this B bomb site, because right now Fnatic, when this comes out, they rotate a 4th player. They rotate the second B player over very, very quickly, and then it's even a stacked bomb site, extra flashes, extra smokes.
One thing I suppose that is going their way is that they're maintaining Fnatic's economy low. So, you know, they're close rounds. Last round, only 2 people survived. So a lot of that money we were talking about for Fnatic gets spent.
Well, what does Sean always describe about NaVi? They have that 3-man quota round after round. They're just going to get those 3 kills, and then eventually they get all the kills.
It's a really good way of putting it, though. I mean, they are consistently keeping this close. And now finally NaVi decide enough is enough. They only go for the Quasi. And they'll have the full buy in the next round, regardless of what happens here.
Grenade on Olaf, a couple of shots through. He doesn't want to commit to it. I think it's definitely a good idea. That's scary to stay there. Really effective grenades coming out from the Fnatic team here, whittling the NaVi team down before the engagement even happens. It's going to be Crims opening up with a shot, and Olaf with the second one dropping the bomb. This is looking like a great round for the Swedish team.
And I'm wondering right now if this is NaVi just trying to, well, obviously press forward. Yes, the grenade usage from Fnatic is fantastic. It's a thing of beauty. Really, the timing that they get, just slowly but surely inflicting damage to NaVi until they can just walk into spray. But NaVi also showing a bit of a presence over on Banana. I'm wondering if this is trying to set it up for the next round here in the rifles. When they have the rifles, keep Fnatic guessing a little bit rather than just keep running onto A and make it obvious that they want to run to B with the rifles in the next round.
Or maybe, you know, maybe trying to probe the defense, see what they're going to be working with in the first 20, 30 seconds of a round. That's not something Fnatic's going to fall for, though.
They're too good at this. They're too good at this, and it's 13-9 the score. Fnatic, they just keep on coming back. I mean, that's a wall of blue now, 6 rounds in a row for Fnatic. After what, a 13-2 half?
Both
12-3 half.
Both pistols been won by the terrorist side of teams as well.
Yeah.
And then both get reset in the second round.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, it's just chaos. It's just chaos. Well, now we have the full buy coming out from NaVi. Molotovs, smokes, great nade count here going into it. No AWP for Guardian. He just wants to be aggressive. Guardian, he's excellent with the AK, but Olofmeister, he stands his ground at top Banana. With the help of Crims, they shut Zeus out.
that can't be what they talked about in the timeout. Like,
No.
let's jump through a smoke and banana. I don't know if maybe they thought that since they saw no one at car on that last eco over towards B, they had like a misinformation. But you know, that can't be your play, running into Olaf Meister through a smoke.
But they put down a Molotov, but that obviously was never going to clear out the car, right? That's only going to clear in front of it in case anyone was holding there. So, yeah, I am not exactly sure what that was. JW now being boosted on top of the canopy here and looking to see if he can maybe catch Edward behind that smoke. It's not entirely clear, and Edward has the better angle. Going to take him out. Flusher going down. Edward turning around and getting a second kill in the round now. It's a 4-on-3, and Dennis the only one on the bomb side. He needs help. Guardian gonna wreck him, and now it's down to just a 2-on-4 here. And Fnatic, they really need this round. They can't let NaVi back in the game right now. Flamey with a stunning headshot, and it's gonna be up to Crims. All he could do is get a kill and then run away. And now Fnatic are gonna be really thankful that they at least got to build some sort of economy in the earlier rounds, because otherwise this map would be over.
It's that last round, Anders. It's that last round where they had the shutout. 5 players surviving. That's what saves Fnatic here in this round.
Yeah.
Is they actually have the bank to buy. If this had happened, if this result had happened in the last round, Fnatic, well, I mean, I think I would have just said, NaVi, take this map, unless they throw it away, because Fnatic would have had nothing to work with apart from CZs and nades. So this is it. This is going to be one big round here to determine it all, because NaVi are going to be up on 14. They're 1 round away from map point. And, well, I was starting to doubt them a little bit, you know, for NaVi, where I was like, they're starting to make really interesting mistakes. It just comes down to individual performance at the end of the day, and Edwards decides to step up and take things in hand.
I don't know if we've mentioned this at all, but Edward seems to be a player that performs like significantly better on Inferno than he does on a lot of other maps, like especially on the Terror side. I actually remember a lot of games where that's been true.
It's like, you know, it's always him with the pistols for a moment. You know, he also had really strong performances with the in the pistol rounds.
Well, I mean, that round too, it's, you know, they've been doing the same thing they've done every single round, which is get that bracket control with, you know, 3 to 4 people. This time they actually did something with it. Edward got aggressive, and that's partially probably because they lost Zeus early. He was like, all right, we were down a man, someone's going to have to make a play, and he takes the initiative and finds those 2 kills.
Well, I mean, he's managed to clear out apartments once again. Flamey's there, got his back. Now they're going to be able to pick up that bomb. Let's not leave that too far behind. Still a minute on this clock, though. Zeus taking a lot of damage through the smoke, but Olaf Meister gets tagged up a little bit as well. But I like this for NaVi, basically. Now Fnatic know that all they have control of are the sites. Top banana, gone. Mid, gone. But then JW steps out and finds a kill on Edward. That's actually going to freak NaVi out a little bit, because now JW has an AWP. They have to deal with this.
They've already used a lot of grenades. They still have 2 smokes left, which is enough for an execute on. Actually 3-1. Seized also picking up 1 there. In about 35 seconds, again, very low on the clock, the bomb all the way back in mid. What are they doing? Are they going to actually take it to middle instead? They're going to fake this one out again. 25 seconds. There's still 3 people on the A bomb side, but 1 is being rotated off now, leaving just 2 now. 20 seconds, and the 2 people inside the site here. Olaf going down over it. Beat is really selling the fake, but they still need to win that fight. The bomb gets dropped with 10 seconds. That's probably going to be the round over. I don't think he can even make the site now. Flusher goes down, but Dennis and Crims, they just got to live, and that's the round. NaVi, how many times in 1 half could they do this, Moses?
This is agony.
This is what, 3? I think it is for this half? Yeah.
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times for this half.
This is agony.
Yeah, and that also resets the losing bonus. Now they still survive, you know, with a couple players alive. I think it was a 2 or 3. So they can still drop some AK, so they're gonna have a pretty solid buy again. But you know, this can't keep happening.
And they keep getting a kill on the wrong site for the bomb, right? This time it's seized, he finds Olaf, but the bomb's on A, guys. And every time they run out of time, it seems like, oh yeah, the bomb is nowhere near where they're actually making progress onto a site.
I thought that was going to be a fake, and I think that 1 kill from Seized, they were like, no, I got to kill at B, it's weaker, just turn it into a pinch, turn it into that.
But they forgot that they faked it, so there's already that extra man over there. Flush is just like, hey, sweet, there's the bomb.
And, you know, when there's 20 seconds left on the clock and you're running through all these possibilities, it starts to get really, really hectic.
And again, I mean, Fnatic, they thrive in chaos, right? These chaotic rounds. They always seem to find a way to come out ahead.
Well, 25th round here. Apartments being cleared out. They heard that all from JW, so they know what side of the map that he's currently on, and means they're probably going to be a little bit more careful when peeking these corners. At least they should be. Trying to see if they could just smoke him out, maybe. Fnatic wanting to maintain that mid control, but this time might be a bit more of an explosive round for NaVi. They are set up in positions where they can execute very quickly on towards quad this time around. 40 seconds. I mean, they've had 3 rounds. They run out of time. Wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try and push a little bit faster this time around. Molotov goes through. And now we're down to 30 seconds again.
Edward, he's right on the edge, maybe waiting for a shot. There's the bait, and they actually managed to find JW. Weak, fair trade across the board, but there's still a man close. Dennis, he's here to deny that bomb plant, and Olofmeister wraps in from the B side. Takes too much time, and it just won't happen for NaVi. They get shut down without a bomb plant, so they don't even get bonus money to work with.
Fnatic has just started when they have this presence over a day. They're just saying, all right, there's 25, 30 seconds left, and you guys are going to execute. We're just going to stack this bomb site. And there's far too many bodies for NaVi to clear out as this timer runs down. I mean, even with those good trades, there's still a player in pit, still a player who is already over towards small pit, wreaking havoc.
Yeah, you kind of, I mean, this is the other thing is where Fnatic, they're starting to play to the point where they don't have to worry about the rush from NaVi. NaVi, they really do try and just stick to their style, which is slow, methodical, run the clock down and hope to find a spot, hope to find that entry. Flamey goes right through the smoke, and well, there you go, that'll work. A little bit of the random element in there. He's not going to be able to get away with that rifle, but he at least does some damage.
That's another round that Fnatic wins where they were just on the verge of being reset. If that round goes to NaVi, this match is very, very possibly over already.
Not 100% though, right?
Never
100%.
Don't worry, Blue will learn.
Will he?
Maybe not. It's both Dennis Meister and Olofmeister picking up some good kills in this round. They only lose one player on the Fnatic team, 14-12 here. And NaVi, they get another buy-in. I want to see a round where they push, like, before 30 seconds at least. Can we get that?
Like, I feel like some just massive change of pace from NaVi could just be like an uppercut here. Like, if they just decide to rush something.
Well, now JW's taking that AWP mid, so if they decide to rush up mid, that's going to be nasty, but they're taking second mid. Edward's going to get up into apartments. There's no target here for JW, and then now they're in flash range. They can actually flash JW out of that angle. Guardian right around the corner, and JW's still hanging out here, holding this angle. He's got the support of Flusha to watch the second mid angle there, so he shouldn't get caught by surprise, but NaVi, what are they setting up for? What are they waiting?
Wow. So fortunate Seas didn't just die there. Incredible.
Yeah, that looked like a shot into the backpack almost. That was a little bit frightening. But NaVi still at it with the same slow approach here. They're going to set up with one smoke. That's going to be towards the truck, and they're also pouring one towards Archway here. So we'll see what kind of execute is going to be coming in. Lands all the way up there and does block off a little bit. And that means Flusha has a choice to make now, and he's going to stick around. Edward, again with the opening in the middle. He's so good at it. JW playing close with the C-set right now. The smoke's going to make it hard to use the AWP. Crims getting a refrag there and spraying down. Flamey and Seas both. What a triple from Crims. JW in the middle of the C-set, turns at 180, almost drops Zeus. It's going to be Dennis to close it off, and 14-13. I mean, Fnatic, they could steal this map away from NaVi still.
Yeah, they're about to. I don't know what it is with NaVi right now. They seem to think this B split is like
really working.
Yeah, they see like
Crim's using that one way as well. You see it coming from. I mean, obviously with us in the mini map, it's like this is why Olaf is leaving him there. It's just because Crim's he's sitting in that angle and he's so consistent with finding these tricky little spots where he'll get some kind of value. He gets 2 kills there. The first man up, but that's what I don't understand either. For NaVi, I don't think that they were throwing nades. So why was there such a huge gap between the first man going around that corner and the other 2?
Yeah,
you need to have. It needs to be like that tag team, the buddy system. Well, easy shot for JW to start things off in this round. Flamey gone, and it's going to be down to Edward, Zeus, well, Guardian, and Seas, the remaining 4 here for NaVi, to try and come up with something. We'll see if Edward, if he has it in him to be the hero once again.
It's one of those rounds where now we just need some value out of it. Like a bomb plant would be fantastic, but even just a couple of kills, maybe still a rifle somewhere. They need to do some damage to Fnatic in a round like this.
Yeah, and still, I mean, they don't really have anything to work with. It's still very, very slow. And look at how passive Fnatic's just playing this. They're just sitting so far back, and JW, it's plenty of time for him to just find another peek, a second kill for him. And they're just saying, you know, if you're not going to be aggressive, you're not going to push us until 30 seconds, and we're just going to wait back and wait for this to come, and it's just easy pickings. And these are all, none of these kills have been the ability to be traded off.
Exactly.
These are all just isolated kills.
This is where you start to see the collapse, where NaVi, they start to fall apart. Because it seems like once this grind starts with them, it's always this actually, where they just start running around and losing each other without any chance of a refrag. They aren't moving as a unit. They're all just trying to be the hero, and that's not going to work versus Fnatic versus Crim. So he'll eat you alive.
I feel like if Fnatic had started on the CT side, we would have seen like, you know, a very one-sided match so far.
Sure.
And I kind of feel like if NaVi would have just been sort of, you know, knocked out of this game and it would have been like, you know, a 16-4 victory for Fnatic, then it almost would have been like better for NaVi in the sense that they would have gone into the second map and said fine. But the fact that they have been so close to a victory for such a long time here on Inferno, and now it might get stolen away, that's going to really mentally wear on them. And look at this middle here. Flusher just burning Zeus to a crisp, and it's down to Edward and Flamey, 2-on-5 right here. Fnatic about to be at map point, 1 kill away on the first map, and this is huge. JW as well with the jumping no-scope AWP, 15-14.
This is soul crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in San Jose that you asked me when it was XTSM and NaVi playing. You're like, how hard is it for an in-game leader to just call up B-Rush in the grand finals at this stage? And I said it's not that hard. Apparently, it's like the hardest thing in the world. Like this time, and the bummer is that round they try and do something a little bit more fast-paced up towards mid, but they run right into JW's off, who's just been punishing that these past few rounds.
And he's taking it there again. JW, why change it up? He's had success so far holding this angle. NaVi, they don't seem to know how to deal with it. So sure, sit around, hold the angle. Now NaVi, I mean, they're pushing forward with C's. C's has that bomb in Banana. There's the Molotov to clear up top Banana. At least Crims is going to be under a little bit of pressure this time as that smoke is about to clear.
Wow, this has just been the grind for Fnatic in the second half, and round for round they've managed to bring it back. NaVi only replying with a single round here. But down to a minute on the clock, and they're going to clear out apartments.
You know what this feels like? It feels like watching old Nip. Like when Nip in their prime, where they weren't doing anything like particularly like outstanding. It was their opponents that just seemed to crumble around them. And it was always possible for Nip to just come back into a situation.
That nade.
That monster nade, yeah.
Touchdown. Well, they're going to bring it back. They've given up on the B split instead. They're going to go full B instead, and Oliver's there. Spots them out. They're going to be falling back as well. Crim's still inside the site with a Molotov in hand. Oliver's going to go and challenge after the pop flash. This is great teamwork. Fantastic duo here. Oliver almost with a quad spray down. It's going to be Crim's now. He's got the Molotov up in front of him. 20 seconds now. Fnatic robbing NaVi of Inferno. Flamey going to be left. He had more than 30 kills in this map, and it wasn't enough. 16-14. And Fnatic going to bring it back, and that's the grand finals now officially live. What a match that was.
And I'm glad you mentioned Flamey at the end. After that first half play from Flamey where he finishes with more than 20 frags in the first half,
yeah,
and you aren't able to close out the map, this is going to be a serious problem. He's just sitting there, you know, like pondering, where's my team?